Qapla, YouTube. It's Bird of Prey 5, and yeah, you're getting a little bit wider angle tonight. We've got the camera zoomed out a bit. Welcome to Bed Life. Really, today it's Trek Life for July 22nd, Monday. Welcome. And I am getting life. Excuse me. We are getting pounded by thunderstorms. You'll probably hear the thunder. Give me a second to bring up the comments on my tablet. The rain is coming down in buckets. Sassy is not a happy camper. Sassy does not like Sassy nor Bomb will pray, nor me. We don't like the rain when it's this loud and this much of it. Okay, so to the chat. What do we got here? Sci-Fi Guy was actually first a little early and said hello. Thank you, Sci-Fi Guy. You were about 10, 11 minutes early. Joseph Patrick says, son of a beach. Wanted to be first. Yes, Joseph, you were a couple of minutes later than Sci-Fi Guy. Actually, just a minute later, but still early. And now Sci-Fi Guy says, howdy bird and chat, making himself first after I went live. And don't forget to switch from top chat to live chat, especially if you're watching this on a repeat so that you can see it. And here we go. Here we go. Not Ryan Johnson says hello in Qapla. Hello in Qapla. Not Ryan Johnson. Not Ryan Johnson. Just so you know, when I say hello in Qapla and I do the little chest bump, I do that whether I'm on camera or not. So, yes. Even when I know I'm not on camera, if I say hello in Qapla to you, just know I'm doing it. I'm doing it whether you see it or not. Sci-Fi Guy says Qapla, Sci-Fi Guy. Josh Street's in the house. Josh Street says, hi, Mamo Prey and Sassy. They are waving. John DeMarco says, greetings. And Josh Street says, why didn't Mamo Prey send Bird to the store right now? Wow, that would be funny. I asked her right before we started and the thunder was moving. I was like, so you're getting ready to go out and barbecue? She did not find it as funny as I did. She said sure, right? Sassy wasn't happy. Sassy was not happy. I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about. Star Trek Picard, Star Trek Lower Decks, the short treks, all the info, if you've been watching any of the Comic-Con panels, they've released a whole bunch of info. I've been doing videos on it. I released 3 videos in the last 3 days. They're all doing very, very well for a channel my size. One 2 days old, almost 1,000 views on my Picard trailer reaction. And as much as I like it, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the video I did, but it was cheap in that I cut it out of a live stream. It wasn't even a dedicated video. But it was the only way to capture my actual live reaction, because that was the very first time I saw the trailer. I saw it live during our moon stream with you guys on Saturday. And so the next day, I think, I released that video, and yeah, almost 1,000 views. The very following day, I did Lower Decks. That didn't even have a trailer. I just told everybody what we were at so far, what they said at the Comic-Con panel. I released a bunch of the images that they had shown us and talked about that. That video did really well. And then today, I did the video earlier today, and within a couple hours, I was already over almost 110 views. Which, again, for my channel, like a typical Bed Life stream, after 3 or 4 days, it kind of maxes out between 100 and 110 views. So for any video to get 110 views within a couple hours, that's a pretty good sign for my channel. I know Anti-Trekker's channel, you know, if he doesn't get 500, 600, 700 views, it's a bust. But he's got that many more subscribers, so it is what it is. That's what happens. John DeMarcos has enjoyed your short track review. Your reaction to the Tribble cereal was hilarious. I still don't believe that can't possibly be real, right? I mean, they can't. I mean, what is that? A commercial that they're going to show inside a short track? It makes no sense. There were just too many questions. I mean, that girl was clearly doing an ad, like she was advertising Tribble bits or something, and no, it doesn't work. There's no way that works. That is so absurd. That has to be a joke somebody threw in there just to keep. I think the whole joke is not a joke, but I think they were trying to get us to believe that these Tribbles were deadly somehow, because they did these fancy, crappy, I would say less than genuine edits to throw in the fact that, oh, these Tribbles, oh, they'll eat you alive, and we saw this woman screaming like she was in pain because the Tribbles were attacking her. But I think it's all bull crap. I do not think these Tribbles are deadly. I don't think they're man-eating Tribbles. I think that's just the way they edited the trailer together. For reasons, I guess they figured, oh, we'll get people interested because they're going to think the Tribbles are hunting them. The Tribbles are attacked. They're not the cute little things we always thought they are. I think it's all bullcrap. If I was covered by animals, no matter how cute they were, I mean, maybe if they were all beagles, I'd be like, oh, okay, the beagles I can deal with. But I don't care how cute. If it's rabbits, if it's, I can't even think of a small cute animal. Cats, kittens. And right, if I was covered in kittens, I would be screaming because I don't want kittens up to my neck. God knows what they're moving and touching, and I would be screaming just like that woman. They don't have to be eating me. They don't even have to be scratching me. I don't want to be that close to that many animals. So if she got stuck in a turbo lift when she opened the cover and just 5,000 Tribbles fell on her, yeah, I could understand if she's screaming. So I think, and I'll just start there, I think the whole man-eating Tribble plot line, as we're going to call it one, is bogus. I think it's just a deception just to put it in the trailer and just to try and catch people. I don't buy it. That said, man, if it was anyone else, if it was Rick Berman or Ira Stephen Bear or any of the other people that have, been in charge of Trek for years before Alex Kurtzman, I'd be much more comfortable saying that. Alex Kurtzman, I can't put anything past him. I can't put anything, that whole Bad Robot, whatever their new company name is, team. They'll recast Spock. They'll recast Pike. They'll recast number one. And some of those went well. I mean, some of those went well. I'll be the first to admit, I was screaming, 9 months ago, whatever it was, when we heard they were recasting Spock, and we saw the pics of Ethan Peck with the beard. Hashtag not my Spock. He was terrible. He looked terrible, and he looked horrible. And I was like, that's terrible. They're destroying Spock. And then we saw him, and I was like, you know what? He didn't do a half bad job as Spock. He did a pretty decent job. Personally, I think the other guy, the JJ Spock, did a little better job. Zachary Quinto. But I was actually very fine with Ethan Peck playing Spock. I didn't feel like they killed Spock until the very final episode of Discovery Season 2. I was okay with Spock throughout the first, whatever it was, 9 or 11 episodes of Discovery. It was only in that final episode where Spock has this breakdown and Michael Burnham has to tell him how he can live his life without her, and he needs to seek out, whoever is going to become Captain Kirk. She needs to seek him out. All that we're supposed to believe Spock did everything because of Michael Burnham. That's when Spock died. Before that, Ethan Peck actually did a pretty good job as Spock. I can complain about a lot of stuff in Discovery, but Ethan Peck's job wasn't one. So you know what? Right there. That's me being honest. I complained about Ethan Peck as Spock prior to seeing him. Once I saw him, I was like, oh, okay, not as bad. Not as bad as I thought. I actually grew to like him. He was probably my favorite or second favorite character that season. Equal to or just behind Captain Pike. Probably equal to Pike at that point, because Pike had his own issues. But Pike and Spock turned out to be the best, regular characters of the season. And number one, she was only in it for 5 minutes, but she was pretty good too. So they didn't do a bad job with Ethan Peck. It was everything else that was the problem with Discovery. John Street says, Bird, you could send that storm my way if you don't want it. Josh Street, if I had the power, I would. Not Ryan Johnson says again, no Thomas bot. I'm shocked. Thomas might have been eaten by a tribble. Not Ryan Johnson says, woman eaten by tribbles. Life with Matthew says, can't stay, just want to pop in and say Qapla. Life with Matthew, thank you so much. And everybody, I'm serious. Go right now and subscribe to Life with Matthew's channel and hit the bell icon. And after this stream is over, well, Anti-Tracker will probably be coming on, but after this stream is over, if there's time, or right after Anti-Tracker, check out Life with Matthew's channel. He's only got a handful of videos. God damn if every one of them isn't great. Okay, one he did a little different, it's okay. But most of them, amazing videos. Production value. Makes my videos look like crap. Makes Anti-Tracker's videos not look as good. Okay? He has beaten us on production value. Makes them fun. He throws in little things. The time he must spend on those videos, it makes me jealous. Okay? He is that good that he puts up a video and he gets 4 or 5 views in a day, and that's it because nobody subscribed to him. I made Life with Matthew a certified nerd. I love Rambling Canuck, and I love his morning streams and whatnot, and his Picard review was very good. And when he gets to 100 views, he will certainly be a certified nerd. But Life with Matthew's videos, I mean, they're better than Doomcock videos. They're better than Anti-Tracker videos second for second. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still watch Anti-Tracker whenever he's on. I'll watch Doomcock whenever I'm not streaming and he's on. Nerdrotic. Yeah, but quality of video, Life with Matthew, hands down. He's got them all beat. I don't know. I'm not even sure who. I mean, you'd have to go into channels that have millions of views before you start seeing that type of production value. I know, I'm sorry. I went off on a long tangent, but I felt it was that worth it to tell you guys to check out Life with Matthew. And I know I'm probably preaching to the converted here because most of you guys we're all subscribed to each other. And that's so really cool. But you know what? Tell your friends. Tell anybody else you know. Give him a tweet out. Whatever you can do. People need to see his videos. That's all they need. They see 1 or 2 of his videos, they're hooked. That's it. It's like crack. You give them that free, just get them to get that free one. Take that free hit. And that's it. That's all you need to do. John Meyer says, I just got here. Is he designing Beagle armor? No, it was hypothetical. Josh Street says, bird tribbles are from the Critter movies. Oh my god. John DeMarco says, disco producers being misleading. Perish the thought. Let me tell you. We also have I watched the entire panel. In fact, I want to bring up a couple of things. Maybe I'll do that now. There was, and you guys should check it out. No, that's the storms that are headed this way. I had that up in the browser. I got severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah. Anyway, where is this? This is the Star Trek Picard Comic-Con panel. Now, there's a couple of things I wanted to see. Joseph Patrick says, does this work, Joe?
Auxiliary power to deflectors.
Qapla, Mom, Sassy, and Chat. It does, Joseph Patrick. Thank you so much. And there is the very attractive Lieutenant Savick. And Captain Kirk is kind of looking over her shoulder. Thank you, Joseph. Kronos says, Joseph, that seems to work. And Thomas Potts just woke up. Yes, Thomas Potts with a $1.99 super chat. Says, just woke up from a long chat. Karoga shall fall. Well, Thomas, we got to talk about space engineers a little bit later. But, yeah, the base is gone. Karoga's base is gone. Hector says, nice rearview mirror on your bed, Joe. Is that from a truck? This is not a rearview mirror. This is my tablet. So I get to see the super chats on this tablet and then read most of the chats from the computer screen. But when I have the browser open like I do right now, I can't see the chats on the computer, so I've got to check the tablet for both chats and computer and super chats, regular chats and super chats. So I'm going to go back, Kronos. I will go back. Don't worry. I'm not skipping the comments. But when a super chat comes in, it gets priority. Okay, a bed live stream. I do my best not to skip chats. When I'm playing a game, I just can't help it. So here, there's something I wanted you guys to hear at this section in the Comic-Con. And yeah, I've got audio on. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to play this for a little bit. Let's see.
Seeing Patrick and Jonathan together, it just...
Okay, let me put the volume up. It's just going to make it loud in my ear. I will. I'll take it out a little. Okay.
I would go to this.
So this is a guy asking a question. They open the floor to questions, and this is... wait, is this the question or no?
Set just so I could see the smiles on their faces and the fun.
No, okay. This is one of them talking to each other.
I mean, Jonathan Frakes brings joy, and
yeah, this is oh, I forget who that is. I think that's Michael Cabone. Yeah, that's Michael Cabone, the showrunner / writer of the series.
And light wherever he goes. Anyway, but just it seemed to me, Patrick, like you were just so filled with joy.
What is extraordinary about this experience is that, yes, everything that Michael has said does apply when I come face to face with Brent, with Jerry, with Jonathan, and it will very soon be with Marina and Jonathan Frakes as well.
Okay, so I know we're a little out of context here, but basically they said earlier that they had filmed most of the episodes. There were only 2 or 3 Picard episodes left to film. And here, Patrick Stewart just admits that he's when he comes face to face with most of these people, it brings back great memories. But he says, and as a yet to do, but will be doing soon with Jonathan Frakes and Marina Sirtis, which means they haven't yet shot their parts, which means that I believe we can safely say that Riker and Counselor Troy are not in the season until the very end. They might not be until the very last episode, the second from last episode, but they've already filmed the majority of episodes, and Patrick Stewart has not yet been on set with Riker or Troy. So just a heads up, I think we can safely say Troy and Riker don't come in until the very end of the season. And further, I suspect that the other characters, they were in earlier in the season. I don't think any of them are going to be in throughout the entire season, but we'll see.
Well, but we have here sitting between me.
Okay, now he wants to just talk about how these new people that honestly I don't care about. There was also a time here, and I don't remember the time frame for it, but maybe this is it. I don't know. It was right around 36 minutes. Let's see.
And he said, "It's been an honor, Captain."
Okay, no, this is something else. There was also a time in this panel, I don't remember the time frame. I think it was maybe towards the middle of it, like the 15, 20-minute mark. Somebody joked about rewriting the script, and they jokingly said to Michael Cavan, looks like you're going to have to rewrite it again. They clearly said again, but then they really caught themselves. So they said again, and they stopped saying the word again because they realized what they were saying in public. If it was that important, I'd find it. Just trust me. If you don't believe me, come and watch this. I'll put the link in the stream, and you guys should watch it if you got 40 minutes to spare, or watch it on double speed or something. And you can do it in 20 minutes. But I caught it. So he'd have to rewrite it again, meaning he already rewrote the whole script once. Just something to think about. And you know what? That's fine. Because if he rewrote the script, maybe it's better. I know when I do something and then I'm like, I've got to do it from scratch because there's just something bugging me that doesn't work. 90% of the time, the second take is noticeably better. So, you know what? It's possible. It's unlikely, but it is possible. Chris M. Collecting says, Bird of Prey 5. What happened to Kuroga today? Heard they had a rough day. Yes, Chris M. Collecting. I'm going to get to that a little later, but for those who don't know, the Kuroga base was destroyed. I wasn't in the game. I don't know who was in the game. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was anti-Trekker team following the rules and only attacking when somebody was in the base, or if somebody went rogue and destroyed the Kuroga base. I'm not sure. But yeah, Kuroga was dealt a pretty harsh blow today. Nevertheless, Kuroga is resilient, and we will rebuild stronger than ever. So yeah, still join Kuroga if you are interested. And I think the time is coming. Kuroga is going to force everyone to choose a side. I don't know that we can be friends to everybody, because I wonder, if an ally did this perhaps while our backs were turned, while our defenses were down, I'd be really, really upset. And we'll have to see. I don't know. I don't know if Anti-Trekker or Thomas Potts will take credit for what they did, or if they're going to deny it. But back to the Picard stuff, and I will get back to the chat where I stopped it in a minute. So this is another section of the panel. And just listen. This is Patrick Stewart. I believe he's just confused here, and I will explain it.
And I was supposed to say,
Okay, so let me rewind it a quick minute.
Captain, and he's ready room. Oh, here it goes. Jonathan Frakes and I had a scene in the captain's ready room. And he said...
Okay, well, before this, he said this was the final episode of TNG.
It's been an honor, Captain. And I was supposed to say, no, the honor has all been mine. And I couldn't say it. The emotion of saying goodbye to those 7 years was so intense. We tried again and again and again to get it on camera, and it was almost impossible. And
right, so he said that that's 7 years. So it was 7 seasons of TNG. He thinks he's remembering something that happened in All Good Things, the final episode of TNG. But there was no part in TNG, in All Good Things, did he say that line. Because TNG, All Good Things, was not a goodbye episode. Nobody was moving on. They knew there was going to be a movie. The crew was staying together. All Good Things ended. The only thing different after all was said and done was that Captain Picard invited himself to the poker game for the first time. Just showing that he got a little closer with his bridge crew than he had been before. Well, however, that line is exactly the line that happens at the end of Star Trek Nemesis, when Captain Riker is promoted and is ready to leave to take control of the Titan. Right before he comes in for permission to disembark, Captain Picard says, granted, and Riker tells him right up front, he says exactly that line, it's been an honor serving with you, sir. And Captain Picard stands up and says, no, the honor has been mine. And then I believe they cut to the scene of something else going on. But yeah, it was a very powerful scene. In fact, I watched, if you should watch the last 15 to 20 minutes of Nemesis, because that really puts you in the mood for what's going to happen in Star Trek Picard and everything from there. You see Picard taking Data's loss extremely difficult. You also see how it's impossible Data's body could have been recovered. He was at ground zero of basically a warp core breach that basically just should have vaporized him. And I'm sure it did. I mean, the explosion looked bigger than the explosion at the center of the Death Star when that blew up. And so Data is incinerated. There's nothing of Data to recover. Now, again, this was a rumor I heard through JP at Egotastic Fun Time. But he says that he heard at his panel, which I have yet to been able to find this so-called panel, but Brent Spiner, who is on this panel, by the way. If you watch this panel, he is there. But JP says he saw a panel where Brent Spiner kind of spoiled it a little and said that the Data at the end of the Picard trailer is indeed a hologram, and that it's B4's body in that container, in that drawer that Picard pulls out. They were actually seeing B4's body. So, because I know we were debating whether it was, because it looked scorched, right? The body looked scorched. So I was like, well, I mean, would they just throw scorch marks and pretend it was Data, that they rescued him from a big explosion? I mean, that sounded ridiculous, but these people are not beyond doing the ridiculous. So there was no way to count that out right away. But we got a little more words, so I don't know why B4 got burnt up. Maybe he was stupid and forgot that, hey, I can't go walking through a plasma fire or something. and he got himself killed, but they kept the body. I don't know, but according to Brent Spiner, that's B4 and hologram data at the end. Now hologram data makes a whole lot of sense, because I thought at the end of the Picard trailer, when Picard says, and he's looking all sad to Data, that I want the game to keep going. They were playing cards. And Picard says, I want the game to keep going. And Data says, I can see that, sir, or Captain, something like that. I was like, well, that only makes sense if, like, I almost thought, like, if he was visiting somebody in a hospital, that they couldn't leave a hospital. You know, you play cards in a hospital, because I know that. I was in the hospital. People would come. There's not a hell of a lot of things you can do. One of the things you can do is play cards. So I was like, well, what's the equivalent? What is Data's equivalent of a hospital? Clearly, he looked mostly functional. So I suspect that they downloaded his mind from B4. So they have like a full copy of his brain, but they don't have a body to put it in. But they could conceivably transfer it to a computer and use a holodeck to give him a hologram body. And unfortunately, I guess they've never figured out how to reverse engineer the mobile emitter that the Voyager doctor brought back with them, because that was future tech. Maybe they're not even allowed to touch it, I don't know. But I'm guessing that hologram Data is just stuck in a holosuite. And that's Picard visiting him. But, you know, it's like visiting a friend in prison, really. He's basically in prison. He has no more freedom. He can't do what he wanted to do. It's probably pretty tough for Data as well as Picard. So those were the first couple of things I wanted to show you. Let me get back to the chat. We'll see where we are, and we'll go from there. And I'm sorry, I should have switched back to the better screen. It's better because I'm on it, and I know I've got a lot of comments. And I see Joseph Patrick said that it wasn't an interview, and the link is under JP's video. Very cool. Very cool, Joseph. I will check it out. And you guys, I see a lot of you guys use my name. I will be sure to get to those comments. Let me see where we are. Oh, right. So disco producers being misleading. Perish the thought. Jerry Ryan on that same panel that I just showed you guys, Jerry Ryan herself said that it was over a year ago that they came to her with this idea for her to be in the Picard series. So if we're to believe Jerry Ryan, and I'm more apt to believe Jerry Ryan than Alex Kurtzman and the Discovery people, so I have no reason to doubt her. So if they really came to her a year ago and they had planned for her to be in the series the entire time, they kind of lied to us, because we were told that, oh, there's not going to be anybody else. I mean, granted, I think they said Next Generation cast, but come on, that's kind of a stretch. Like, oh, there wasn't going to be anybody Next Generation, but we were going to have, Voyager 7 of 9 in it. They were swearing to us there was nobody else was going to be in it. And then all of a sudden, not only do we get 7 of 9, not only do we get Riker, who is going to be there recording anyway, who's going to be there filming anyway. We get Data, we get Marina Sirtis, and we get you. We get you, the Borg who played you. And possibly others. We don't know. But yeah, that was a biggie. So we just, they've been nothing but lying to us. Kronos says, Qapla, birds and nerds. What did I miss? Well, Kronos, I think I've got you pretty caught up by now. Hector says, hi, crazy nerds, Mamo Prey, and Sassy. Thank you. Joseph says, getting an error while trying to super chat. Can anyone else try? Well, I guess that's why he asked, did it work? Thank you, Joseph, again. Actor says, Life with Matthew, did you inform Bird of today's Kurdistan attack? He did. He did. Sci-Fi Guy has subbed to Life with Matthew. Very cool, as did Kronos. Very, very cool, guys. Remember, check out those videos of his. He doesn't put them out too often because he takes a hell of a long time to do them, but they are good. The quality shows. Hector asked about the rear view mirror, which is my tablet. Joseph said, did not on my PC, but on mobile it does. Read first comments come with money. Read first comments come with money. Real first comments come with money. Excuse me. Real first comments come with money. Kronos says, that's some good skipping the chats, Bird. I didn't skip. I skipped, but I had all intention of going back, which I did. Not Ryan Johnson says, once again, Thomas Potts makes false predictions about Kuroga. Of course. Kronos is lolling. Kronos says, can I place a bet on Turdistan's win? You can if you find somebody willing to take the bet. Kronos says, what are the odds? Thomas says, several people got a message on Space Engineer saying, PCU limit reached, and they are unable to make anything. I guess that means Turdistan wasted too many blocks. You better start tearing down some bases, and then you can make more stuff. Kronos says, it's Picard. It's Picard. The Epic Beard says, cheer life, say hi to bed life. This is Trek life. Ryan Johnson says, Turdistan has already lost. They just don't realize it yet. That is true. They lost the moment they started. The only way to win is not to play, Turdistan. Chrono says, who cares about Troy? Not me. In fact, I was going to tweet her, am I allowed to watch your show since I'm a Republican? And see what she said. She'd probably block me for the second time. Thomas Potts says, Patrick Stewart sounds weird. Yeah, well, he's old and he's emotional. Chris M. Collecting says, Bird of Prey. Okay, I read that. What happened to Kuroga? Epic Beard says, wait, what? Bird of Prey wrote Trek? Fake news. Did I say I wrote the Trek? If I said that, that was a mistake. Kronos says, wow, I hope there's video for that. Yeah, I hope whoever destroyed the base took video of it. Because I didn't, I wasn't there. I have no idea what happened. I would kind of love to see, what went on. If Anti-Trekker and Thomas Potts put together a mission and really came in and took down the base, I'd love to see it. Right now, I can't even get to the old base because I'm too far away, and I'm assuming that Turdistan has guns that would just kill me if I got close. So, for me, the old base is just gone. I have no way to reach it. Actor says there were 2 Turdistanis against 1 Kurogan. That is not fair. But do you know that for a fact, Actor, or is that just a guess? Thomas says the Kuroga leader was hiding with his 2 poor servants were overwhelmed. So were you there, Thomas? Do you have first-hand knowledge? Chrono says shiny, happy Kurogans holding hands. John Street says Thomas only likes to hunt Bird of Prey 5s. Epic Beard says Bird change to top chat. No, you want to change to live chat. Why would I change to top chat? And I'm on live chat. Chrono says I'm getting the feels. Actor says how old he sounds. Well, you know what? I'll grant you, he's old, he sounds old. But for his age, I would be happy if I was in his physical condition. I'd be happy if I was in his physical condition right this second. Because he can walk. And he probably gets more women than I do. Certainly at this point, he does. Dr. Alex says, hi, Bird of Prey. How goes things? It's going well, Dr. Alex. We have a bit of a severe thunderstorm going on outside. But we are talking Trek today. This tends to be people's favorite subjects. So, yes, feel free. Put in your questions. Put in your theories. put in your absurd, your hopes and your dreams, your Star Trek hopes, anything Star Trek related. Let's do this. Chrono says the Doctor is in. Yes, he is. And Actor says old and a little lost. Well, you know, like I said, I don't. Maybe I didn't say it in this video. I said it in a comment I wrote. I don't blame him. You know, it's not like he's, oh my God, he's got Alzheimer's because he forgot he mixed up end of TOS with the last movie scene. It's certainly something anybody could do, and at his age, the fact that he remembers any of it is freaking amazing. But just a heads up, I wanted to point it out that he was talking about a Nemesis scene, not an All Good Things scene, because there is just simply no such scene in All Good Things. Or would there be? It makes no logical sense. Chris Purser says, Berto Prey 5, that was the Mandela effect. Picard is remembering events from a different reality. He only won, the one in which JJ never got control of Star Trek and STD never happened. Well, if he was in that reality, he would not be doing Picard, the Star Trek show. So I don't know how that could be affecting him. And Chris Purser says, greetings all, Chris Purser. Welcome. Actor says, knife theory. I'm not familiar with that term. Chrono says, hey to Chris. Okay, everybody's going to say hi. I'm not going to read the hellos. Actor says, oh, nice theory. Nice theory, says Actor. Chris says, I meant Stuart. Arg. I think I understood what you meant. And, yeah, Picard. Yeah, Stuart. I said the same thing in the video. I said Spock learned how to play Spock. Obviously, I meant Nimoy learned how to play Spock. Epic Beard says they can rebuild him and make him stronger before Data, lol. You know, I just watched the episode on BBC America right before the stream started, where Data met his mother, right? I forget the name. I don't know the name of the episode. But Data met his mother, Julianne Soon, who had divorced Dr. Soon and ended up marrying somebody else. And she was with Data, and they were on a planet, and there were earthquakes, and a rock fell and hit her on the head, and they took her up to the Enterprise to get medical attention, and it turned out she was an android. And Data's like, oh, yeah, I suspected she was an android, because she played the music exactly the same as she did in practice. She was really good at math. She did complex calculations in her head without aid of the computer. And Riker's like, maybe she was just good at math. And Data's like, maybe. But also her blinking, her blinking was on the same Fourier pattern that his blinking is to make it appear random. And that was something only he'd be able to notice. So actually, Dr. Soon, in canon, kept making androids that actually were better than Data. Because Data got to meet... Now, this is the only problem with the episode. Dr. Soon put in a holographic chip into her brain. In case she was ever discovered to be a hologram, he was going to answer the questions of whatever medical people were attending her and tell him what he had done and why he never told her she was a hologram. But in this hologram program, he tells them that yes, they lived happily ever after for a few years, and then she left him. Which means, how did he put this in her brain after she left him? The only way I can think of is that she left him and soon had to find her somewhere, turn her off, open her head, and put in a holographic chip while she was out cold, and close it up and leave, and she would never know he was there, never knew anything happened. That is creepy AF. as the kids would say, right? Creepy AF that Dr. Soon, even though his wife divorced him, left him, he tracked her down, he shut off her body, opened it up, put stuff in it, closed it back up, and left before anybody knew he was there. That's the only viable explanation for how the Soon hologram program knew what happened after she left him. Just something to think about. The Epic Beard says they can rebuild him, make him stronger. I read that. Joseph says it was in an interview with the link is under JP's video. Thank you so much, Joseph. That's the Brett Spiner interview. I'm curious to see that firsthand. Chris Purser says the Epic Beard, they have the technology, stronger, faster, better than before. Epic Beard is lolling. Chrono says, who runs into plasma fires? That's dumb. Well, B4 was not the smartest android on the block. Tiki of Doom says, Qapla, I'm late, son of a bitch. No problem, Tiki of Doom. Tiki, you got to get... Wait, did you ask to have the wrench taken away? Tiki, I feel like I've given you a wrench and then you asked me to take it away. Tiki, let me know if you want the wrench. I will. You have earned it, sir. But if you asked for me to take it away, then I don't want to give it back. If you didn't want it. Kronos tells Tiki it happens, and Kronos says, "Lol, you should tweet her. I will at some point." Kenwick says Data is a Rebecca. I don't know how that is pronounced. Romaine, but it is. Rebecca Romaine cameo unless Sir Patrick Stewart decided to give Brett Spiner 50% of Stewart's salary. Just saying. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He's not doing it for free. Chris M. Collecting says Burno Prey 5 Kurogans would be better off moving to Venezuela. Well, we could take over Venezuela. We could make Venezuela great again. The Venezuelan people are very hardworking people. Quiroga, any empire would be proud to take Quiroga. And you'll take the wrench, says Tiki. Very cool. You will take the wrench. And here you go, Tiki. Welcome to the wrenches. Chris M. Collecting, you got a little bit more probation time. Especially with your anti-Quiroga propaganda. Dr. Alex is tired and emotional as a euphemism for drunk in the UK. Kennewick says British people are so polite with their euphemisms. John Araki with a $1
Captain's log,
super chat.
stardate 7414.1. Our best estimates place us some 4 hours from Earth.
And Captain Kirk gave you a good nod there. Thank you for your super chat. It is appreciated. Chrono says, is it really Doc? That's awesome. And Thomas says Anti-Trekker recorded it. So Anti-Trekker was behind this. Anti-Trekker was behind it. It's everything I needed to know. Thank you, Thomas Potts. Epic Beard says almost got him to change the top chat. So close. Next time. Why? Why, Epic Beard? Why would you want me to do that? Kennewick, yeah, you guys can see when I put my arm off the edge of the bed now. Kennewick Sapien says, look up Sir Patrick Stewart's wife, just saying. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Let's see. Let's see. What does Patrick Stewart's wife have? Patrick. Would help if I could type. Patrick Stewart. Wife. Born age 79. July 13th, 1940. Spouses. Wow. Sunny Oziel is an American singer-songwriter who currently resides in Brooklyn, New York. She is married to the actor Sir Patrick Stewart, lending her the courtesy title of Lady Stewart. No! Americans do not get titles. They are not allowed to have titles. It is in the Constitution. They are not allowed to have titles. If you're an American, the only way you can get a royal title is to renounce your citizenship. So, Sonny Oziel, I'm sorry, but if you're American, if you're living in Brooklyn, you're considering yourself an American, you have no title. Well, that is a terrible image, I gotta say. Though, she doesn't look bad, I gotta be honest. How old is she? Age 40. She's younger than me. She's younger than me. Oh, she is younger than me by a month and 10 days. Wow. December 23rd, 1978. Oh, God, I feel old. The neutrality of this article is disputed. This article has multiple issues. Jesus Christ. Early life, she grew up in Reno, Nevada, a musician household, and began her classical training at an early age. Wow. And now she made it to Brooklyn. Good. I don't know if I shouldn't, I guess I shouldn't be happy for her. She'd be better off in Nevada. Susie Oziel. Let's get pictures of Susie, because God knows these Wikipedia pictures are not the best. There she is with Patrick Stewart. I say she's looking a little older than 40, in my opinion. Now here she does not. Here she does. Patrick Stewart is a lucky man in many ways. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm sure he's like, meet my wife. She's almost half my age. That's good. You know what? Good for him. Good for him. I don't know. You know what? I see sometimes there are guys I know or I see in wheelchairs that have like no frickin' limbs, and they find out, oh, they're married, and the wife comes on and she's hot and like, oh, we're in love, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, where do you find these women? Because they don't live in New York. They never have. Maybe that happened somewhere in flyover country. But no, it's not going to happen. You're going to find a person that's going to fall in love with you for you. No, it doesn't work like that in a city. Never did. Even if you're rich, it doesn't work like that. You'd have to be like filthy rich. Like billionaire rich. You know, a couple $1 million, not enough. Not enough. But thank you, Kennewick. Says Wowzer. Kennewick says Skinny Tilly equals Sir Patrick Stewart's wife. It's exactly what I said. She's a redhead. So Skinny Tilly. Hopefully she has a better personality. She's not saying, the power of math, people, and trying to get a high five from Patrick Stewart. He's like, yes, what'd you say? Yes, math. Kennewick says supposedly, according to YouTube, the movie rights belong to Paramount, so that might explain if STP draws mostly from the movie continuity and not so much the TNG continuity. Dr. Alex has been editing the latest Doctor Who video all day. Yeah, I was editing a video earlier today too. Really need to sleep right now. Dr. Alex, get some sleep. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is appreciated. Chrono says, holy smoke, you need rest, Doc. Indeed. John Araki says, I'm surprised Riker didn't test Data's mom firsthand, if you know my meaning. Kennewick says, Bird thinks TNG should be better than the writers. Thinks TNG through better than the writers. Well, I think rear seat, I don't know what I call it. Rear seat writing, 2020 hindsight. It's better. At the time, would I have realized it? I don't think I noticed. Let's be honest. I've seen that TNG episode 7 to 10 times in my life. And today was the first time I realized that, hey, how the hell did he get into her head and leave the info that they got divorced? Maybe he gave her Wi-Fi, okay? Maybe he didn't have to go into her brain. Maybe he gave her Wi-Fi and he could just get in within like a kilometer and he could tune into her brain and secretly add content to the chip without her noticing. So is that less creepy or more creepy? But either way, something creepy happened. John Araki is laughing. John Araki says Sood made a sex bot. Lol. Yeah, well, he did. He did. The only problem was he gave her personality and made her think it was his wife. He could have just programmed her to stay with him no matter what, but he programmed her too well. Tiki of Doom says Soon was creepy AF, indeed. Chrono says brainy herdy. Yeah. A lot of thunder. A lot of thunder tonight. John Araki says, and the sex bot left him. Oh, John Araki is laughing. Tiki says, I forget to, Bird, but I'll take the wrench. You had it. You got it already. Chrono says, like the lettuce. Romaine, yes. I saw her name when I was going to read it. I was like, I know everybody's been calling her Rebecca Romaine, but damn, that does not look like Romaine. There is no way in hell that name spells Romaine. But it does. Folks, hit the like button, says Joseph. Thank you so much, Joseph. Yes, please do remember to hit the like button and all that good stuff. John Araki gave his $1 super chat. Then thank you, John Araki. I'm getting emails about a severe thunderstorm warning. Tiki of Doom says, thanks, Bird. Clank. You're welcome. Joseph says, Tiki, now you are a tool. And Tiki says, lol, that's true. And Dr. Alex says, good night, all. Good night, Dr. Alex. Sorry, did not see it earlier. Orville Nation is in the house. Says, love your coverage. Thank you so much, Orville Nation. You know what? Next video I'm doing, I believe, is going to be an open letter to Seth MacFarlane and the Orville crew, because we got a lot of Orville info this weekend at Comic-Con, and I've got some things to say about the Orville too. Love the Orville. Love it more than Star Trek Discovery. It's certainly up there with all the other Star Trek series in my book, except Discovery. How it will stack up to Picard, yet to be seen. Probably will be better. A lot of worry in my head, though, that it has left Fox. So, yeah, that bothers me that it's becoming a streaming-only series. Some people are saying don't worry about it. I tell you, if you read the Variety article where they talk about the series moving to Hulu, there are, I don't know how many comments, whether it's 50 or 100 or God knows how many by now, but the vast majority, like 9 out of 10 or maybe even, 19 out of 20 are negative. All people claiming they're never going to watch the Orville again because they don't have any streaming services and they're not going to be forced to buy Hulu. They're kind of insulted because they've been watching it for free, either through their cable or through their antenna. And they say, bullshit, I'm not moving to Hulu just for one show. And I kind of get their attitude. If it was just one show, I'd be pissed too. But they're taking it out on the Orville, and I really don't think it's the Orville's fault necessarily. But there is a lot of angry people and it is not going to be good. It is a real shame that they couldn't make. Supposedly, the line they put out is that they're going to Hulu because they couldn't make it in time for the mid-season premiere. Which, if that's true, and I don't believe it is. I think that's just an excuse they made. That Disney and Fox were happy with giving that as the excuse, and so was Seth. But I don't believe that to be true. No chance of making a mid-season debut. I don't think they ever, I don't think that was really an issue. I just think they're like, oh, we'll tell them that's why. Chris M. Collecting says, Bird of Prey, do you, Picard, I guess he means, do you think Picard will be like Discovery or more like the Trek we know? It's a good question. I hope it will be more like the Trek we know. But honestly, if I had to bet money right now, I'd bet it'd be more like Discovery. I believe if we ever see Klingons, God help us, that we're going to get those 4-nostril monstrosities that are Klingorks and not Klingons we know. I think that's one of the reasons Worf isn't in it, right? Because you can't reconcile Worf. If Worf comes on the show, he's got to look like Worf. You can't give him a whole new prosthesis or whatever, and a whole new face mask, and expect him to have 4 nostrils and talk stupid and act even stupider and all this stuff. No. So I think that they're going to keep up with that Kling-Orc look, keep it current in that universe, and that is very, very depressing. However, I think there's a decent chance Lower Decks is going to be like the Star Trek we know. Michael, whatever his name, the Rick and Morty guy who's doing it, who's heading it. That Michael is a classic Trek fan. He purposely wanted this to happen right in the era after Voyager. So they're starting this 2 years after Voyager got back, 1 year after Nemesis. It is exactly where any smart person would have started a Trek series, right after the events of Voyager. Any time from the events of Nemesis to 20 years after, any time that would have been the ideal time to start a new Trek series. Since it's an animated series, you might as well back it up to right at Nemesis so you can continue the story. If it was a live action series, I would go 20 years later so you could explain why everybody looks older if they ever had to make a cameo. But as an animated series, perfect timing. You get to continue with everything we know, and that's Lower Decks. And I know people don't believe me. Lower Decks is going to be the series to watch. Oh, I think Picard is going to piss a lot of people off once it starts. I'm going to watch them all. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to watch them all. But for Picard, I basically expect it to be Discovery version 2. I hope it's not. And if I watch it and, I will come up here and I will say I was pleasantly surprised. I was wrong about Picard. Star Trek Picard is the greatest series that we've seen, or certainly at least deserves to be counted among Star Trek series, unlike STD. I'd love to have to say that. I would. Do I think it's going to happen? No. But Lower Decks, I'm fully prepared that Lower Decks could be a breakaway hit. They're going to say, oh, yes, look how genius we are. And really, it's not their genius. It's the guy, Mike, who's heading it, who picked the time, and he knows the Trek canon, and he wants to build off the Trek canon. He knew things about Odo's bucket. He knew, little things that happened, not in the animated series. Al Kurtzman was only recalling crap that happened in the animated series. And I know a lot of people love the animated series, but look, come on, it's the animated series. The animated series is the forgotten Trek. You know, somebody asked you, oh, name your favorite Trek series in favorite order. If you're me, even anti-Trekker, he doesn't even throw in the animated series in his list. And if he does, he says, oh, well, if you count the animated series. No, you count TOS, TNG, DS9, Voyager, and Enterprise, if you remember Enterprise. And most people stop there. And that's it. I wouldn't even count Discovery, and I certainly won't count the animated series. So, showing me that you're proficient at the animated series doesn't help. Doesn't help. Although this guy Mike, he knows also the animated series. So they are taking a lot of aliens from the animated series and bringing them back in Lower Decks. Which is okay. I mean, I showed you guys that Caitlin, that cat-looking creature. We'll see. I mean, I'm really curious if they can show us a couple of minutes of how this is going to work. We'll see. I mean, yeah, we've got a diversity crew. Basically, the whole crew is USS Diversity. There are a couple of white men, not all of them human, and one of them looks like he's an idiot. The other one looks like he's angry all the time. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, I have the best hope for Lower Decks. Yosef says, having a bed life also just because it's already Tuesday for 42 minutes. Yosef, thank you so much for hanging around. I know it's so late where you are. I do appreciate it. I hope if you're still with us or you're slowly getting to sleep, that my voice gets you to sleep. Rockabye Yosef on the treetop. What's line? Cradle will fall, baby will fall. Cradle. Oh, when the wind blows, cradle will fall. Down will go Yosef, cradle and all. Sleep tight, Yosef. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Or the tribbles. Kronos says she likes really old men. Good for her. You know, Kronos, that's my only hope in life at this point. Right? I get to walk, you know, if I'm walking by 45 or 50 and I find a younger woman who likes the older men, cha-ching. She gives me hope. Yosef says, you see, Joe, you could have been married to, sir, but no, you must be straight. Yes, yeah, I'm not going to marry Sir Patrick Stewart. Even for the money he has, and even as Captain Picard, I still would not marry Patrick Stewart. Sorry. And I wouldn't marry Shatner either. Drucifer is here. Welcome, Drucifer. He's robbing the cradle, or is she robbing the grave? You know, Drucifer, I think once you hit the 40 mark, the 40-year-old is robbing the grave more than the 80-year-old is robbing the cradle. Not Ryan Johnson says 1978. I feel older. Yeah. Chrono says a bit of both. It could be. Tiki of Doom says, look at the picture of Patrick Stewart kissing Gandalf in the suggested pictures. Lol. Cronus is a little Gandalf on the side. John Araki says Patrick Stewart was in high school, wondering if he'd ever meet the love of his life. She wasn't born yet. And she wasn't born for another 20 years after that. That would be like me right now wondering if I'll ever meet the love of my life. That's so pervy. Tiki of Doom says, I like pudding, old Picard. Yosef says, I'm 43 and I still feel like a teenager mentally. Yeah, me too. Epic Beard says, I'm 44 and feel like 64 most days, but I think I'm 24. That's the way to live life. Sorry you feel 64, though. Drucifer says, I'll be 35 next month. 35 is the new 65. I think you might have it backwards. Kronos says, I'm 43 and my belly is 85. Thomas says, so what you're saying, women shouldn't have a personality. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying women bots that you build to replace your wife should not be programmed to ever leave you. Kronos says, no, she doesn't look like a lettuce bird. I know she doesn't look like lettuce, but I don't see how those letters translate into romaine. Kronos says, although she could turn into one when she was Mystique. And Kronos says, Bird of Prey 5, did you see the clip from The Expanse Season 4? I did not yet. I've been so busy with Trek stuff. I got to check that out. Thank you, Kronos, for bringing it to my attention. Kronos says, must be storms messing with your live stream. Keeps freezing. Oh, I'm sorry. Just hit refresh. It usually comes back. It's streaming okay for me. I know it doesn't mean anything, but Epic Beard says, yeah, I had to refresh the stream from buffering. Oh, that sucks. Joseph says, switching to listening mode. Glasses off. Lights out. Understood, Joseph. Hector says, the writer behind Lower Decks is like the 5th writer of Rick and Morty. He only wrote like 3 episodes and not alone. Well, whatever it is, I saw him on the panel, and I get the feeling he knows Trek. We'll see. Kronos is 3 times for him. Oh, very sorry to hear that. The stream is freezing. Rambling Canuck is in the house. Says, hey, Bird, welcome, Rambling Canuck. And you guys all should be subscribed to Rambling Canuck. Press that bell icon because you want to come to his morning rambles. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, usually, sometimes more often. Rambling Canuck will be there. We'll stream. I'm there most of the time. Thomas is there. Most of the regular people there. Anti-Trekker pops in from time to time. He was there today. It is a good morning stream, early stream. Generally early, sometimes it's later. But definitely check out his morning ramble. Kronos says hi to Rambling Canuck, and I almost stepped to hi. Kronos says, I liked the episode Lower Decks. I'm not sure about this new show. Oh yeah, the TNG episode Lower Decks was pretty good. Worf was blindfolded the woman, the ensign that he was, and said that it's the Qapla ritual in Klingon, and she didn't understand, and she kept Worf kept hitting her, and she kept falling, and she finally took off the blindfold and said, this isn't unfair, I can't see anything, and Worf said, congratulations, you've passed the Qapla ritual. And she's like, there was no ritual, was there? He's like, you're right. Perhaps next time you'll not take so long to speak up when you've been wronged. And then she says, but doesn't metal mean to the death? And Worf admits, you know Klingon? Yeah, it was just something he made up. It was a good episode. Hector says, my reservation about the fourth season of Expanse is that it's not corresponding to the book. They say is not one of the best of the saga. Maybe they could make it better. Hector, since I haven't read any of the Expanse books, I don't know, but I say, hey, if the first 3 books were good enough to make a TV series at, you probably should just continue. John Araki says, Rick and Morty track animation style greater than Family Guy track animation style. Well, Family Guy hasn't done track animation. Family Guy's done Star Wars animation. Honestly, I don't watch Rick and Morty. I think it's stupid. I can't get into it. I don't try to get into it. Just looking at it, it looks too stupid for me to watch. They did a guest appearance on The Simpsons in an opening, and there was absolutely nothing in that couch gag with Rick and Morty that made me say, oh, maybe I've been wrong and I should watch this show. If anything, I was like, goddamn, one less thing I have to worry about, because there is nothing of value there. And I know there is a lot of nerds love Rick and Morty, especially younger people, it seems. It is out of my, I can't deal with it. But forgetting the animation style, that's not, it's the story that's gonna do it for me. And it's the Rick and Morty story that I don't like, I believe. It's not the animation style. Tiki of Doom says USS Burger King Kids Club. No, there's too many K's that you wouldn't spell club with a K. Chrono says never read the books. How many are there? Not a clue. Hector says yep, crew not looking good for a white man. Chrono says I'm a white man in a red shirt. Gray shirt for me today. Hector says 8 long novels, 6 short. Chrono, so says Wiki. Oh, that's cool. Chrono says I do have the hope that season 4 will be good. So the little sci-fi left to have to hope for. Well, I saw Nerdrotic mention that the way they worded it, that episode 1 of The Expanse was going to come whatever day. And that gave him hope that they might actually do The Expanse weekly, like many of the YouTubers have been begging them to do. Because if they release it weekly, then channels like Nerdrotic, Doomcock, Anti-Trekker, me, other people, we can all do reviews. We can do a weekly review of The Expanse. But if they release The Expanse all at once, like, Stranger Things, or even Cobra Kai, as much as I loved Cobra Kai and I like Stranger Things, it's almost impossible to do a review. I mean, Cobra Kai, they're half-hour episodes, so you could watch them all in a day, or maybe 2 days, and just do a whole review of the season. But that's 1, possibly 2 videos at most. Whereas if you release it weekly, that's 1 episode at least that's 1 video at least per episode, and it's going on for 2 months plus, which is great. It's great for the channel, it's great for us, it's great for them. Everybody's happy. So it's tough. I mean, before YouTube, I used to say, yeah, drop all the shows at once. I would watch it on my own time. Now I understand the reason, just to keep the hype up, that you don't release them all at once. So I guess I'm on the side of not releasing The Expanse all at once, and I hope they do it weekly, but we'll see. You know what? I probably will not be doing Expanse reviews myself. I think there's a lot of people that are going to be doing Expanse reviews. Frankly, they're going to do it better than me. I like The Expanse. I watch it, but I don't love The Expanse. I'm going to be honest. I don't love The Expanse. I like it. I love The Orville. I love most Star Treks. Those are passions of mine. I can do even The Twilight Zone. I love The Twilight Zone. So if you screw up The Twilight Zone, I will review it because you make me mad. Where if you put out a good Twilight Zone, it makes me happy. So if it's a show I'm passionate about, I will review it, good or bad. But The Expanse, it's just like, yeah, I watch The Expanse. It's something to do. It's like Counterpart to me. I like Counterpart, but I'm not going to go start reviewing Counterpart. It would feel weird. My heart wouldn't be in it. And there's going to be so many other people reviewing it that it's going to be a crowded field. I'm not even going to waste my time with that. I'll be watching everybody else's review, so we could talk about it in a stream, but I'm not going to do a full-on review. Actor says December seems so far away. It will come much quicker than we believe, Actor. Time goes ever faster. Chris Purser says, sorry I have to drop out. Need to pick up my car from the service center before they close. Good night, everyone. Take care, Chris Purser. I thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Actor says goodbye and good night to Chris. Epic Beard says Canadian rambles followed by apologies per the usual Canadian. Yes. Miss Pac-Man says stream okay here in the UK. Thank you, Miss Pac-Man.
I had to refresh.
Mamo Pray even had to refresh. That's weird. I mean, on my tablet, it's been running fine. Sometimes I have to refresh the tablet, but not today. I'm guessing it's a YouTube issue. John Araki says if Patrick Stewart slept with his current wife while filming First Contact, it would be statutory because she was only 16. Wow. Chrono says refreshing makes it all better. Of course, John Araki, you say that, and the only thing I could think of, wow, how old would she have been on Encounter at Farpoint? And it gets very, very pervy. We get into the single digits. It's not good. It is not good. In that Encounter in Farpoint, if his wife was around him, she probably would have been, if not in a stroller, with like her parent holding her arm. That young. Chrono says refreshing makes it all better. Very cool. Actor says, so if a Canadian rambles for an hour, how long do the apologies take? About another hour. Tiki of Doom says Worf used the Klingon ritual to excuse tons of sexual misconduct, allegedly. Yeah, we didn't see all the other times. Like, oh, I need you to come to my quarters. We're going to perform a Klingon ritual. And she's like, oh, sure. And he'll be all, warriored up with all of his stuff on. And he'll be like, now, get on your knees. Close your eyes. This is the Qapla ritual. And she's like, Qapla? And he's like, yes, we're going to, open your mouth. Don't ask any questions. You'll see if you pass the Qapla. And then, 10 minutes later, he's like, congratulations, Ensign, you've passed the Qapla. And she was like, it's like, yeah, get out. The Qapla is complete. You must never speak of it again. That's life on a starship. That's what we're going to see. We're going to see the lower decks people probably getting harassed by the bridge crew. Tiki of Doom says Worf used Klingon... Oh, that's what I just read. Kronos lols. The rain is getting louder. Epic Beard says today about 6 minutes of apologies. Kronos loves Rick and Morty. Good for you. I just can't get into it. Actor says Family Guy did a flashback or two with Peter as Kirk. Oh, I gotta see that. I don't remember it offhand. Kronos says Birdo Prey 5, do you thumbs up or down the show Archer? Up. A thumbs up on Archer. I don't make time to watch it, but I watch it if it happens to be on. It's enjoyable enough. I don't love it. Don't hate it. I like it. Let's put it on. I like it better than most things on TV at 11 p.m. or midnight when it's on here. Actors is just search Family Guy, Star Trek, plenty of clips. I will, Actor. Thank you. And Actors is the first seasons of Archer were very good, and then, well, I know they change up the story season to season. I have no idea what seasons I've seen. Then not so good. Kronos says Actor latest season is not bad. I think I know what you're talking about, though. DJ says hello, hi, just a quick hi. Just off the radio and about to head out to watch Godzilla. Had to come, give a thumbs up. We'll catch up with this a little later. Thank you, DJ Odyssey. Take care. And everybody also, if you're here, remember to check out the DJ Odyssey channel. DJ does videos from time to time. And he also does a radio program. You can find out more on his Discord, which is linked in his videos. You can find out when he's doing his. It's an internet radio program, so anybody can listen. You just got to follow the links. So check out one of his videos. The links will have how to get to his Discord, and the Discord will say how to listen to his radio shows. Maybe there is a shortcut I'm not aware of. Chrono says the last 2 or 3 were not so great. The last 2 or 3 Archer seasons, he means. Not the last 2 or 3 DJ Odyssey videos. Where are we? There we go. Episodes, that is. Oh, the last 2 or 3 episodes of Archer. Actor says Godzilla is in cinemas. Apparently. It was news to me. Wasn't it in cinemas a while ago? This is old. Yeah, because, like, I remember when Anti-Tracker saw Godzilla, or Doomcock saw Godzilla. That was like a month and a half ago, maybe longer. DJ says, well, I'm in a smaller town, so it just finally got here. Wow, DJ. Epic Beard says, I like Godzilla. Have a good time, DJ. And Actor says, small cities have cinemas. Small city cinemas has that, I know. Derek McManus says, you live again, you trooper. Derek, I actually wasn't live earlier. I was doing what's called a YouTube premiere, which is where I had pre-recorded the video, but you set it up as a premiere so that there's live chat, so I can chat with you guys as it goes out the first time, which makes it easier to chat because I don't have to be talking. I can't chat and talk at the same time. With a premiere, basically it gives you the best of both worlds. You can play a video and chat with everybody as it's playing. You can also get super chats, which you can't do during a regular video. So, and YouTube seems to like the premiere feature, so it's my theory that they treat premieres a little better in their algorithm. I have absolutely no proof of it. It's just my working theory. Derek says, hiya, Hector. And DJ says, then you will be happy. You won't see much at all over the next couple weeks. Lol. You won't see much of me at all over the next couple weeks? Is it farming season? Is it time to farm the crops? Hector says, hey to Derek. Kennewick says, Encounter debuted in fall 1987. Yeah. Epic Beard says, if you're a Godzilla fan, you'll like it. And John Araki says, Encounter at Farpoint, she was 8. Okay, so not a stroller, but close. Still not, at least not around this neighborhood. You don't let your 8-year-olds walk around on their own. Derek says, I don't even effing know if I'm 47 or 48, to be honest. I know, Derek. I hit that point actually a couple of years ago. Like, I didn't know if I was 38 or 39. And then I knew when I was 40, but right now, I think I'm 41.
No.
I'm not 41 yet?
No.
Oh, I'm still 40. You see, I honestly believed I was already 41.
The day after you turned 40, you started thinking of yourself as 41.
And Mama Pray says the day after I turned 40, I started thinking of myself as 41. That's honestly, I do. I have to do the math. I literally, when I get a question asked, how old are you? And it's something important, I literally have to do the math. I have to do the current year minus 1978 to get an answer.
But before November.
Right, okay, yeah. But before November, I have to subtract an extra, yeah. Epic Beard says, cool, so you will be in heaven. I don't know who that was in response to. Oh, to DJ. DJ says, what year you were born, Derek? Lowell. Derek says 1972. Chrono says, this is getting very pedo-ish, a very famous Bird of Prey 5 quote. DJ says 47 or 46. Rambling Canuck says, very, very funny, lol. And no, a slandered apology is 5 minutes. However, when your computer messes up, it's like 10 minutes. Yeah, that's true. That doesn't happen often. DJ says, I was born in 71 and am 48. Lol. Kennewick says, Worf plus Pulowski plus Klingon poetry. Shake my mind winches. Actor says we are in 2019, DJ. Derek says, lols, you have to count back. Epic Beard says, born in 71, you are old. I was born in 75. Lol. And Actor says, 4 years makes a lot of difference. Well, it depends. Depends on when, yes. McManus, Derek McManus says, lol, Epic Beard, but I don't really act it. Chrono says, don't hate equals like. Yeah. Epic Beard says, but not as old as Anti-Tracker. Nobody is that old. That's true. That is true. DJ says, Anti-Tracker is so old he farts dust. Derek McManus says, Anti-Tracker acts old. Probably all his injuries that have affected him. Epic Beard says, it was confirmed Anti-Tracker is older than the moon. Chrono says, oh no, they say he's got to go. He's got to go. Go, DJ. DJ says, thank you, Bird. Okay, I'm out. Take care, DJ. Enjoy the movie. Buy yourself some popcorn. Rambling Canuck puts in a link and says, link to where DJ does his radio. Very cool, Rambling Canuck. Thank you. Derek says, lol, I was in prison when Godzilla came out. Wow. Actor says, it seems to me DJ Cinema plays the DVDs instead of the theatrical release. That's very possible. It could be an independent cinema running like without Hollywood's approval, and they just get like bootleg DVDs and occasional Blu-rays and just play them and keep all the money. How is this theater showing movies for so cheap? Well, don't ask. Chrono says, geez, Derek McManus, what did you do? Yeah, I was going to ask, but then I thought that might be rude. Actor says, you should ask what were the charges, not what he did. That's true. Actor says, and none of your business would be the answer. Chrono says, good point. Actor's smiling. Derek says, hey, Mamo, pray. She says, hello. Chrono says, although he did bring it up, that is true. John DeMarco says, I have to do the math too when somebody asks my age. Derek McManus says, Chronos, 87 days. Derek says, I don't care. I don't care. Had a few suspended sentences from 2016, and I threw an intruder out of my flat. Apparently because he was under 18, it was assault. Life in the UK. Wow, that is... How are UK prisons? If you had to rate them. Because I tell you what, I would rate US prisons as 0. On a scale of safe to, prison. Chrono says, I don't understand UK justice. Look at Tommy. Not Ryan Johnson is born in 72, 71, 75. Ah, the youth of today. Agger says, that's just so unjust. Do you have a good lawyer? I think, are they called solicitors or are they called lawyers in the UK? Well, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want to answer. Don't feel like you're being put on the spot. Epic Beard says, though the U.S. justice system works like Kuroga. No. Kuroga would never punish somebody for throwing an intruder out of their house. In Kuroga, he would have got a medal. In fact, he would have gotten paid if he had held them there for the police. John DeMarco says Bird rates U.S. prisons as 0 based on his extensive time spent incarcerated. No, I've never been to prison, thankfully, or jail. But, you hear things. Mike Richards, welcome Mike Richards, says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. I'm 62, what do I win? What do you want, a cane? Chris M. Collecting says, in Kuroga, you would have got a medal for just having a house. That's not true. And Chrono says, hi to Mike. So, what else? Do you guys want to talk about anything else more about Picard or Lower Decks? Or, let me see. I do have an article. You know what? Let me bring up an article. Epic Beard says, wait, Kuroga has money. Where's the check for the wrench? Chrono says, more stable. They don't even have a base, says Actor. Hector, I didn't say we don't have a base. I just said that our base got destroyed. Okay, Kurogans are very resourceful people. I'm going to take a break. I'll be back in a minute and a half about. So I've got a brand new thing to show you. It's not DJ Odyssey dancing. It's not California Girls. Check it out. Let me know what you think.
Just return the product for a full refund of your purchase price.
After 2 months of using the product, I actually was asked, did you have surgery?
Just imagine a fuller, firmer, and shapelier bust line without surgical implants.
ISIS is not available in stores. Call within the next 15 minutes and you'll receive a special TV discount. Call now.
Son of a bitch. That was not supposed to work like that. Nothing, it's okay. It's okay, I'm sorry. I gotta fix this. It played the very end. It was supposed to start at the beginning. I guess I did not set it to start at the beginning. Let's try that again, just so you guys can see it. And no, I'm not crazy. No, do not remember playback position. There we go. So let's say hi again to the camera. Hello, guys. And now just I'm not really going away, but just for the heck of it, here's what would happen, next time.
The Computer Factory wants you to get the competitive edge with the Apple rebate sale. Purchase a qualifying Apple system now and get cash back. Buy the Apple IIgs for only $549 after Apple rebate, or the Apple IIc for only $549 after rebate, or the powerful Macintosh Plus for only $1,449 after Apple rebate. Hurry in to your nearest Computer Factory store for their lowest prices of the year on Apple. Plenty of stock on hand at all Computer Factory locations.
Are you one of the thousands of women who dream of having fuller, firmer, and shapelier breasts?
Actually, I find myself buying more revealing clothing. I feel really comfortable, It was like a month and a half into it that I woke up, I was like, hey. And
ISIS is an exclusive formula of natural herbs and plant extracts that will help firm, tone, and increase your bust line naturally.
Everyone's noticing, wow, you sure are filling things out nicely. And I'm like, yeah, ISIS.
ISIS is natural, safe, and guaranteed. If you're not completely satisfied with your results, just return the product for a full refund of your purchase price.
After 2 months of using the product, I actually was asked, did you have surgery?
Just imagine a fuller, firmer, and shapelier bust line without surgical implants.
ISIS is not available in stores. Call within the next 15 minutes and you'll receive a special TV discount. Call now.
You should call. I don't know what that number goes to. And no, it's not a lot of commercials. It was 90 seconds of commercials, old time commercials that I had recorded onto old VHS tapes, and I saved them. And there's more. There's another set of old commercials. There's going to be 2 sets. I only got 1 done, but I figured when I need to take a break, it's about 90 seconds long. It gives me time to Chaloja and something that's not as awful as not as scary as me singing or DJ in the pink bunny suit or the other options that you guys have. So I'm just curious if you guys if you guys might prefer that to some of the other things I have. And yeah, unfortunately, that one ended because I didn't set it up right. It was my mistake. I was I had just set it up right before. Chris M. Collecting says, what do you think about that kid eating a tribble in the short trailer? Chris M., I did a video on the trailer, on the Short Treks trailer today. I was horrified. I don't understand. As best I can tell, I think that scene was put in just to F with us. I do not think that's a legit scene. I do not think that scene will ever be in a final Short Trek product. Because there was no way. I mean, it looked like it was filming a cereal commercial. I have no idea how they would ever fit that into a Short Trek. Especially since most of the Short Treks are about the Tribble episodes seem to be aboard the USS Enterprise. There's no kids. There's no kids on the Enterprise in that day. Why would there be Tribble bite cereal? I don't get it. There is so much. It's so disgusting. I can't believe. I mean, I hope for God, as an actress, the kid didn't have to actually put it in her mouth. It freaks me out. It freaks me out. Not good. In fact, I stopped it. For the first time I saw the frame, I stopped the video, the trailer, to comment on something else, and I just saw the little girl before I saw the spoon with the thing in it, and there was only 7 seconds left of the trailer. I was like, oh, there's only 7 seconds left. How bad could it really be? And they got me. I didn't think. I thought we had seen the worst of it. I was wrong. And I'll be honest. The original 4 Short Treks, 3 of them I hated. Well, 2 of them I hated. 1 I didn't care for, and 1 I was kind of okay with, but it still had problems. Runaway, to this day, I think remains the worst piece of scripted television ever produced. The single worst piece, because it is absurdity beyond absurdity. It is unbelievably absurd, Runaway. There is nothing that you can do to make Runaway work. It is impossible to fix Runaway. Calypso is just boring. Okay, Calypso I don't hate. It's just a boring, waste of 15 minutes. The Escape Artist was actually pretty good. The only problem with the Escape Artist is that character is not Harry Mudd. Because as I said in my video, Harry Mudd was a con man, not a super criminal genius. So to me, in my head canon, the only way to make the Escape Artist a fairly good episode, a fairly good Short Trek, was that it's not in fact Harry Mudd, but that is, I said Mo Mudd, maybe it's Barry Mudd. It's Harry Mudd's brother, okay, who was actually the arch criminal in the family, and not the screw up that Harry Mudd had become. So that was a different Mudd, in my opinion. If you look at that episode as a different person than not Harry Mudd, much, much better Short Trek. And then The Brightest Star was again just an awful and not quite as bad as Runaway, but again just so absurdly stupid that we're supposed to believe Saru, who was a frickin' seaweed farmer, had never seen technology in his life, was able to collect pieces of ships, starships that just happened to fall from the sky, and he was able to create a subspace communicator that texted people, and he could send text messages across dozens of light years. I mean, Saru's planet wasn't even in Federation space. It was far from Federation space. And then they couldn't even keep to their own canon. And I cut this part out of the video this morning because it was already too long. I had an hour of footage. I cut it back to 30 minutes. But there was that whole debacle with the shuttle pod at the end. In the short track, it clearly came from the Shinzu, the shuttle pod. But by the time they got, like 5-6 weeks later, when they actually got to the episode in Discovery, they're like, oh shit, that shuttle pod can't come from the Shinzu. It's got to come from a different ship. So they digitally erased the Shinzu and the number off the shuttle pod, or just the Shinzu, the name, so that it was just an unmarked shuttle pod, that it came from a different ship. It was so ridiculous. I mean, the entire plot line of the Kelpians, their entire homeworld, everything about the Kelpians is pure garbage. Saru as a person, as a character, was one of the better STD characters. But that's not saying a lot. That is a very, very low bar to pass. To say, oh yeah, he's not bad as an STD character. So all the short tracks, 2 terrible, 1 boring, and 1 so-so. So I'm guessing these next ones are going to be interesting. And if you did not see my video, I'm calling it now. We got the titles. We got the titles of the 6 episodes. We know the very last episode, the 6th episode, is a Star Trek Picard prequel. And the episode title is just Q&A. Q ampersand A. That's a Q episode, okay? Q is going to be in that episode. All the other Q, almost all the other Q episodes, Q-less, Q2, Cupid, Q and the Gray or something, some other Qs. Everything has Q in it. Q and A. That is a Q episode, and it makes sense. It's taking place 15 years before the events of Star Trek Picard. And I tell you what, I bet it's animated, because 2 of the short tracks are animated, and they said that they are not animated in any way resembling or having any relation to the 2 animated series planned at the moment. Because right now, Star Trek Lower Decks is going to be animated in one fashion, and there's an unnamed, as of yet unnamed Nickelodeon series that's going to be a true kids series that is unnamed, that's going to be animated completely differently from Lower Decks, but we don't know anything about it. So these 2 short tracks are also going to be animated, but in a different style and with no relation to any of those 2 series. So I was like, well, how do you do a story 15 years before Star Trek Picard? Because you can't de-age Picard that much. It would be crazy to spend that much money trying to de-age him, and it would probably come out like crap. Not to mention all the other characters. But if it's animated, problem solved. Problem solved. You can bring in Q, you could bring in Picard, you could bring back the entire TNG cast. You could bring back anybody you wanted in an animation. They don't have to say anything, they could just be in the background, right? So I bet Q&A is a Q episode. Q is going to be involved. Maybe Picard is trying to get Q to bring back Data. I have no idea. But Q is involved somehow. That's your Q episode. Nobody was talking about Q. Everybody was saying, oh, where's Q? Where's Q? Q is in the short track. Trust me. Q&A. The 6th short track. And by the way, these short tracks are not that far away. They're fall of this year. So we're already at the end of July. August, September, October. Boom. Last time the short tracks began in October, and there was only 4 of them. It's possible we could be looking at the first short track at the beginning of October. It's possible we won't see it till November, but I'm hoping, and it's possible, we might already start seeing short tracks come October. In which case, oh, there's going to be a lot of reviews on those. A lot of videos made because they're not getting away with the crap they've been pulling up. And hopefully some of them will be good. 3 of the short tracks take place on the Enterprise and have Captain Pike, Spock, and Number 1 among other crew of the Enterprise. And there's that one scene at the end, near the end, where Captain Pike says, "Welcome, Captain," or something, and it's like, be safe out there. And the only thing I can believe is that is actually Captain Picard. The moment Captain Kirk, Jesus. The moment Captain Kirk first steps onto the Enterprise to relieve Captain Pike of command. I think they have recast Captain Kirk, and I think that's going to be a big surprise where you're going to see a new Captain Kirk in one of these short tracks. I'm guessing it's probably the second to last short track. I'm assuming they'll probably space out the Enterprise short tracks. So that's my guess. But I'm telling you, we're definitely getting Q, and I'm about 80% sure we're getting Captain Kirk, a young Captain Kirk. I don't think William Shatner will be involved. Black Adam, and I'm sorry I'm taking this out of order. I will be going back to the other comments. They are up. Black Adam says, Bird of Prey, did you move your house or location? Your surroundings look different. I zoomed out, Black Adam. I zoomed out. Usually I have the camera zoomed in on me so you can just see kind of the bed and my face. I was getting ready to start. The camera was zoomed out. I said, you know what? F it. Let's just do it zoomed out. Let's see how it looks. Please let me know. What do you think? Do you like this better? Or do you like it more zoomed in on me? I kind of like it. I kind of like having the extra, places to They like the blonde wig, you said? No, that's separate. The blonde wig is independent of... I mean, my blonde, real, natural hair is independent of the camera angle. But I'm curious what you guys think. So I'm going to go back to reading the comments from where I left off. You just saw my new commercials. The commercials I'm going to use when I have to Jaloja. John DeMarco says another Bird of Prey 5 classic. Thank you. Actor says hashtag change the channel. Epic Beard, so ISIS equals bigger boobs. Exactly. Kennewick says I'm sure ISIS approves of bigger bust lines. Chrono says what a rip. Well, that's because the commercial ended early. But don't worry, you watched it. I played it a second time. Epic Beard says the power is out. Lol, no, it didn't go out. That was my mistake. Chris M. Collecting says, the Brady Bunch one was next. Yeah, that was probably... No, that one was recorded... God knows what I was recording. I'll be honest. I have no idea. Probably Star Trek episodes. Thomas Potts says, that's Karoga TV. Hector says, nice 80s TV. Indeed. In fact, that's what I Googled. 80s television. Epic Beard says, TV died, Mom. What? Mark Andy says, howdy all. Welcome, Mark Andy. Kennewick says, fix the rabbit ears. Chrono says, just when it was getting good. Hector says, sassy tripped with the cable. Epic Beard says, who was that tinfoil for the antenna? Who has the tinfoil for the antenna? The good old days, right? When a little tinfoil could fix your TV. Chris M. Collecting says, damn, those new Karogan technology television is hard to figure out. Did you guys know that there was such a thing as mechanical television? And that mechanical television predated electronic television? That there were actually mechanical television sets being sold in the 1800s? I had no idea. If you go down that rabbit hole on YouTube and you look up mechanical televisions, there is all this stuff about this history of a device I never knew existed. Just a heads up. Just something to consider when you're bored one day. YouTube mechanical televisions. It's crazy. Kronos had an Apple IIc. I had an Apple II GS. We went from a Commodore 64 when I was in like second grade, Commodore 128, to Apple II GS, to a 486 DX2 50 megahertz, to a Pentium 100, and then after that it was all laptops. I bought an Acer laptop. I don't remember the specs. And then after that it was all just stuff I got from work until I got sick and stopped working. And then I bought a couple of more laptops. I don't even know the details. I just know they were pretty high end. That's what I try to do. I try to get like a high end machine and keep it for 5+ years rather than going for a, an entry level and replacing it every 2 years like some people do. Of course, some people, I understand, you get the entry level and you keep it for forever, which is fine too. But obviously for video editing and stuff, which I was pretty sure I was getting into, I needed a higher end machine. Actor says buy Apple shares. Yes, at that time you should have. Epic Beard says more ISIS boobs. Eyes up here, says Kronos. Actor says it was not a long series of ads after all. No, it was like I was looking for like 90 seconds of ads. Just enough to let me do what I have to do and get back to you guys. Chris M. Collecting says that Apple computer may catch on one of these days. Oh, yeah, that Mac, what was that? That Mac, Power Mac? That looked like it could be something interesting. I mean, look at that. It was like, we had 9 full inches of color monitor. Freaking amazing technology. Turtlestands really upped their game. Actor says natural, safe, and warranted. Yes, guaranteed. ISIS actually, I googled ISIS, what happened to it. Yeah, they got sued because they got sued by the government. There was no proof of any of, they were just lying. There was no proof they did anything, those herbs. They went out of business. Kronos says, I thought she said butt-like. Butt-line. Yeah, Big Beard says, yep, confirmed, Kuroga promotes ISIS. Technically, I did. That's absolutely true. You should call Congress. Said, I just saw a stream where he was promoting ISIS. And then they'll say, okay, give us the URL. And you give them the URL, and they watch this stream. And that's it. They laugh, and I get a few more views. Tell your congressman. Do it. Thomas Potts says DMCA by ISIS. No, I actually had the ISIS commercial on my YouTube account for years. Nobody gives a crap. I have quite a few commercials in my unlisted. Nobody gives a crap. And I have some commercials that are listed. They actually have thousands of views, one of them. You'll probably see it next time. John DeMarco says old commercials are the best. They really are. I love it. I mean, just remembers what life was like then, or if you weren't born then. I mean, just you have some idea as to what life was like. Kronos says, I liked it different. No, Thomas, I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to activate you know who. You almost got me. You almost got me. It was this close to saying that out loud. Actor says, I wonder what's more disturbing, the Kratz trailer or DJ and the Pink Bunny. I have yet to see the Cats trailer. Canoic says that Romulan Jarek was the voice. Almost. Kronos says, do you need your meds again, bird? I took my meds before I started. Mark Andy says, Tribble, the other purple meat. Actor says, I don't doubt that short tracks can be anything that depict anything except good track, of course. We're 7:50, so we got a little time before. Oh, there's Anti-Tracker. Anti-Tracker says, hey all, welcome, Anti-Tracker. Actor says, hey AT. Kronos says, oh crap, it's AT. Cheese. Canoic says, short trek, Comic-Con only trailer has 68,000 viewed. Picard Con trailer has 2.5 million. Yeah, but I tell you what, it didn't stop my short tracks video from getting over 185 views already today, and it's only been out 10 hours, 8 hours. 8 I think it's 8 hours. In fact, let me check it. Let's just check it. Let's see. YouTube Bird O' Prey 5. Oh, he's got bed life going on. Okay, I'm sorry, not 180. Maybe it was 122. I could have sworn it was 180. 155. Oh, you see 180? Oh, YouTube isn't updating it.
Hello, world.
155 it's showing, huh?
4 hours ago?
Okay, so it's only 4 hours ago. That's right. It's only been 4 hours and it got 155 views. Which again, for my channel, that's pretty damn good. In fact, I'm signed in as Bird O' Prey 5X. Okay. I can switch account to Bird O' Prey 5. And yeah,
hello world,
it's account. And let me show you guys. What's going on here in the channel. Yeah, you got to go into each video to get it. Okay. I'm going to go to Video Manager so you guys can see. Okay, so here we got 157 views on the short track. That one only came out at 3:15 p.m. It's 7:52. So, yeah, 4 hours ago, 157 views. Damn good. Sunday Fun Day. You see, that was Sunday Fun Day. That's only 71 days. The Besiege video. Star Trek Lower Decks, 367 views. And that came out yesterday at 2:30. The Picard trailer that I cut out of the Moon live stream on July 20th, 8:14 p.m. So that was the night of July 20th, 814 views. I could have sworn it was more. I could have sworn it was at 908 views when I last checked it. But whatever. You know what? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter what the view count is. They're high. That's all I'm saying, is that they're doing good. And the short tracks, even the short tracks is getting 814 views. Okay. Even the short tracks is getting good coverage. At least from YouTube. People are interested. Let's try and finish off these comments. Actor says the destroyer of bases. Yeah, Anti-Tracker. I need to. Are you going to show tonight how you destroyed the Krogan base as a criminal act, as a war criminal? Are you going to show that? Epic Beard says, hi, Dad is in the house. No, Anti-Tracker is not the dad here. Thomas Bot, maybe he's like the grandfather. And Thomas Bot says Anti-Tracker Bird O' Prey can't go back to his base. I don't think there's anything left. Corona says, lol, I hope you have footage, Anti-Tracker. Anti-Tracker says, just walking the dog. Footage will go live later. I see. Chrono says, nice. Actor says, I would feel bad for Kuroga, but it's Kuroga. Chrono says, didn't Bird say Harry Mudd had a brother? I said in my head canon that Harry Mudd from Discovery is, in fact, Harry Mudd's brother, Mo Mudd. Mark Andy says, Wiley Mudd, super genius. That would work too. And the Dragon says, I need some good footage of Bird for my video. Oh, you did ask me. You needed me in front of the Kurogan base. Yeah, in front of the Kurogan flag. Okay, Anti-Tracker, right after this, I'll get you. You know what? Are you here? Are you still here, Anti-Tracker? Yeah, you are. Okay. So we're going to do it this way. We're going to create We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it in front of everybody. We're gonna create a new scene. Now the screen's gonna go black for a minute, but don't worry, I'm still here. We're gonna add a source. Let's add the camera, video, webcam. There we go. Oh, you get to see even more. Okay, so we got that. Oh, but I don't have a green screen. Well, that. Okay, never mind. I can't put the Krogan flag behind me this second. I'll have to cut it in. Well, oh well. So much for that. Sorry. Anti-Trigger says I need some good footage. Yeah. Epic Beard says Elmer Fudd is the brother. Chrono says, wasn't it Mo? Yes, Mo Mud. Hector says, but Bird wasn't there. And John DeMarco says, Mo Mud. Chrono says, I'm glad my brain still works. Anti-Trucker says, crappy cell phone. Mark Andy says, be very, very quiet. I'm hunting Lorca. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I heard it in my head. I read ha ha ha, but I heard it in my head as ho ho. Elmer Fudd, yes. Be very quiet. I'm hinting. I don't know, that must be Russian, Elmer. Chrono says, can I have it? Can you have what? Anti-Trigger's crappy cell phone? Sci-Fi Guy says hi to Anti-Trigger. Epic Beard says the Rambling Bird Hour. Hector says, more so I thought I was alone on the server. I saluted that nobody answered because they were too busy infiltrating. Wow. Derek McManus says, sorry, neighbor's cat sneaked in, had to pull her out. Wow. How does the cat sneak in? What do you have, a doggy door? Hector says, so back in prison. Yeah, that's probably a crime. Thomas Potts says, have to go to work. See you guys on the Superior Leader Anti-Trekker stream. Down with Karoga. Oops, they are down already. Anti-Trekker says, is Bird going to go on Space Engineers today? I've already been on Space Engineers today, Anti-Trekker. Just so you know. Chrono says, you have a lot of trouble with peeps and animals getting in your flats. He does. Mark Andy says, Derek going back to the big house. Actor says, you know, he will say that he can't. Well, I've been on the server today. Karoga is already regrouping. We will not be down for long. Rambling Canuck says Pike and Spock are returning in the short track. Yes, 3 of the short tracks will be Enterprise-based. One of the short tracks, at least, is Ensign Spock's very first day on the Enterprise. Chrono says, I miss bearded Spock. Derek McManus says, lol, Hector, you can stay in my flat if you visit less hassle. Hector says, the cell sounds safer. Kronos is lolling. Kronos is less migrants. Mark Andy says, QAnon, most controversial Q episode ever. QAnon. QAnon? Canon? QAnon? QAnon? Most controversial Q episode ever? I see it's a joke, but I'm not getting it. Rambling Canucks' big article on StarTrek.com about the 3 Enterprise team short tracks with Pike and Spock. I'm sure it's probably the only thing Discovery people care about. Discovery watchers care about at this point. Derek McManus says, I'm a lucky guy, Lowe's. I don't live in the rough part of town. The wee cat is okay, but it's too late to let her stay. It's post-midnight here. And Trigger says, I disagree. I think Q&A is a Spock and number 1 in the elevator. We'll see. We'll see. No, it can't be. It can't be. Q&A is the last episode, and the last episode is the Picard prequel. So, can't be. We know Q&A is the Picard prequel title. Black Adam says, Bird of Prey 5. You can de-age Picard, simple vacuum his skin wrinkles. Epic Beard says, I have a Q, do you have an A? Black Adam says, is that how Anti-Trekker looks the way he does? I don't know Anti-Trekker's beauty secrets. Derek McManus says, good morning to Black Adam. Kronos and Black Adam says, morning back. Everybody's saying hello. Black Adam says, Bird of Prey 5, did you move house? I read that one. Yeah, we just zoomed out. Black Adam says, hey Kronos, it's Gia, lol. Anti-Trekker says, trust you, ha ha, blah ha ha. Okay, then don't. But then don't. Derek says, Bird is the new Kirk. Hector says, oh, Bird doing guesses, so that's not what's going to happen. You know what? Screw you. I was right. Not only was I was right about the Orville being canceled. Okay? Vindication. Complete and total vindication. The Orville is not going to be on Fox. Exactly like I said they weren't. I said maybe Hulu would pick them up, but they're not going to be on Fox, and that is exactly what happened. I called it perfectly. Okay, the only thing they did was that they did some magic Hollywood way of pretending not to be canceled, but they were canceled. Okay, Fox doesn't want them. They're not going to be on Fox ever again. They are going to be on Hulu, and that's going to be it. Maybe they'll move to Amazon one day. I don't know. But that was it. They transferred from a network television show to a streaming service. They were canceled, and they were picked up by Hulu. It might have all happened in a day, but it happened exactly like I said it was. I was absolutely right to say it was canceled. They couldn't do production because they were canceled. They had no contract. They couldn't do anything. And they supposedly missed their deadline. Bullshit. They knew exactly how long it would take to make those episodes. They knew there was no chance of them ever being able to go mid-season to be able to make them in 6 months when it took them 11 months to make the last season. I was right. I was absolutely right. And yes, that's going to be in a video soon. Actor says, oh, Bird. I just read that. John DeMarco says the new Captain Kirk will be played by a woman of color. I'd laugh, but I'd cry. Mark Andy says Nostradamus. Yeah. Even when I'm wrong, I turn out to be right. In fact, like another thing that I used it as I cut it out of today's video, but I said that I would change my mind. I've changed my mind in the past. And I used as an example about how right before Star Trek 2009 came out, I was an active member of the official Star Trek web forum, and I was criticizing this movie left and right. I said, this is going to suck. This is going to ruin Star Trek. It's going to be terrible. You can't destroy Vulcan. This isn't my Star Trek. All these things, like this is horrible, horrible stuff. And then I saw Star Trek 2009, and I changed my mind. I said, you know what? And this was watching Star Trek 2009. I think I watched it, and then I got sick, and then I watched it again after I came. Actually, no, I watched it the very first night, and I went back to the website that next day, and I had already commented on it. And it was one of the last things I did before I got sick was tell them, you know what? I was wrong. Star Trek 2009 is good. I'm okay. It's not my favorite Star Trek, but I'm okay with the alternate timeline. I don't feel like you disrespected anything, and I'm happy to see the characters. I thought the casting was great. And yeah, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't have done, but I'm happier than not having seen it. And that was, and they didn't say, I told you so. They were gracious, and they thanked me, and they said, you don't know how much that means to us, because I was their biggest critic in that forum. and that seeing the movie actually changed my mind. They felt, I don't know how close they were, but I have no idea who I was speaking to. But this person seemed to was so happy, I was happy. So yes, I've changed my mind when I've seen a product. But now I realize I was right to begin with. Star Trek 2009 did destroy the Star Trek universe. It didn't do it immediately, but it set the stage. It set the stage. So even when I thought I was wrong, it turned out I was right. Chris M. Collecting says, Bird of Prey zoomed out looks good. Thank you, Chris M. And Black Adam says, Bird of Prey, I like it. You look happier with the setup. Well, thank you. Actor says it was a wig. No, that was a mistake. I mispronounced wig. I meant to say natural hair. Anti-Trekker says John, Mrs. Anti-Trekker is going to play Kirk. I was not supposed to say anything. Bird hair fake news, says Epic Beard. Derek says it looks good to me. Thank you, guys. Chrono says that's a good hairdo you got there, Bird. And this is 1/8 inch buzz all around. Actor says the only Kirk that we've ever seen on screen. Anti-Trekker. That's true. No, it's not only Kirk. The only Kirk that we will the only Kirk that we will never see on screen. Mrs. Anti-Trekker, I suppose. Mark Andy says, good Anti-Trekker, sweet, sweet CBS money. Yeah, I guess he doesn't need super chats anymore. Just give them all to me. You don't need to save them for Anti-Trekker. Mrs. Anti-Trekker got a big new acting job. John DeMarco says casting Mrs. Anti-Trekker would be the first smart move they made on Discovery. Anti-Trekker lows. Derek says if it had a spinning bit, I'd recall. Chrono says mechanical TV. Hey, yeah, mechanical TV. Check it out. Actor says, well, Kuroga television was based on origami, so we believe in mechanical television. Chrono says, sounds like sorcery to me. Epic Beard says mechanical TV sounds like Kuroga tech. Where is Space Engineers? I'm not going to bring it up on the stream. I will stream it after I'm over when you're on. I'm going to eat dinner, and then I will get into Space Engineers while I listen to you. Actor says it's not in your desktop open stream, Anti-Trekker. How much do we got? Kronos is origami, so Bird invented nudie channel. I don't think you understand what origami is. Black Adam says, Bird of Prey, you got sick. I thought you went to a feminist rally and said you were a man. Okay. Chrono says that would get you scratched to death. Chris M. Collecting. Bird is trying to be coy by hiding his real base, says Anti-Trekker. Chris M. Collecting says Patrick Stewart bought his wife one of those Mac computers to celebrate TNG beginning filming and her entering middle school. Epic Beard says Kurogan Mechanical TV has porn-only channel with boob-enhancing ISIS propaganda. Chrono says, sorry, Thomas. Derek says, yes, that's still a thing then. Chrono says, yes, it is. Anti-Trekker says the problem with Kuroga porn is that it all stars Nancy Pelosi. And AOC as well, says Kronos. Epic Beard is lolling at Anti-Trekker. Kronos says, I'm still trying to picture mechanical TV. Does it have gears? It has a spinning circle with a spinning wheel with a circle cut in it. But check it out. Google it. Actor says, remember to hit the like button, share, subscribe. If you're really entertained, are you entertained? Thank you, Actor. Derek McManus says, the good drugs, Joe. That's good drugs, Joe. Chrono says, I did my part. Derek says, lost 8 hours. Chrono says, Anti-Trekker, you actually walk anti? Is it more like dragging? Actor says, YouTube robbing views, SOB. Actor says, I'm sure Auntie goes in a little cart. Editor's lol, she walks a little. That's more than me. Chrono says, good to hear. Epic Beard says, mechanical TV is porn powered via box spring bouncing. Chronos says Harry Mudd's brother is in your head, Bird. Yes, it's head canon. Anti-Trigger says we all know you have another base, Joe. Of course we do. We started another base. It's what happens when you destroy one. Actually, we started 3. We all have our own bases now, and they're all amazing. Kronos says, I'm blind. Anti-Trekker lols. Kronos says, technical difficulties with your mechanical TV. Derek says, Kronos lol on the hooch. Actor says, I was expecting something to happen, anything. Kronos says, Derek McManus naturally. Tiki lols. Actor says, so it's like 1 in 8 predictions. Congratulations, Joe. Thomas says, you know Disney owns Hulu and Fox. Well, they're about to own Hulu, but yes. Chrono says, interesting. That show isn't canceled, however. Give Bird a false victory. Thomas says, false victories are Kuroger tactics. Bird of Prey believes DS9 won the baseball game. Tia of Doom says, the story came back around. Lol. Anti-Drinker says, Bird is trying to be coy by hiding his real base. However, notice how he did not answer. I answered now. Coward O'Prey. Anti-Trigger says he knows it's true. Of course it's true. What do you think? We had only one base? You think you reached the block limit all by yourself? Bullshit. Kuroga is bigger than you could ever imagine. What you've seen on video is the garbage that we show you on purpose. Okay? You were busy building. You thought you were all fancy building a little base above our base. You thought you knew where we were. You didn't know anything. Okay? You're going to be in for a shock. Kronos says it looks like Bird was skipping some chats again. I don't think I was. Thomas says Bird of Prey plays yelling under from his desk. Die for me, Kurogans. I'll remember your... Bird of Prey yells... Bird of Prey plays yelling from under his desk. Die for me, Kurogans. I'll remember you. I must live. Kronos says fake news. Anti-Trigger says right. See how he is hiding. Anti-Trigger says we do not hide. Kronos says Bird is a great projectionist. And Thomas says he saw Sassy. Well, I don't know. If you saw Sassy, you should have said hello. Guys, it is coming up on 8:15. Anti-Tracker usually streams soon. I'm going to call it a night here. Thank you so much. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you for giving me your latest details of your feelings on the setup. The thunder starting again. I'm going to have a quick dinner. I'm going to check out Anti-Tracker stream, and then I will be jumping on Space Engineers. But I'm not going to be showing you our base. Screw you guys. You don't deserve it. When we're ready, we will come looking for you. Qapla. Good night. Yeah, we're coming. We're coming.
Thank you all for watching my video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BirdOPrey5.com, the new home of everything Bird of Prey 5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BirdOPrey5 or on BirdOPrey5.com. Take care.